Am I the asshole for causing my mother-in-law to take away some of my sister-in-law books? We're visiting my in-laws and my sister-in-law was telling me about all of the books she's recently read and bought as we both like reading. I've read some of these books and I wasn't sure if she should be reading them as she's 16 and some of them are pretty explicit and don't exactly have the healthiest romances. I told my husband about the books and he told his parents. My mother-in-law ended up asking me to point out which ones I knew were too mature for her and she confiscated them. My sister-in-law is mad at me as she isn't going to get the books back as my mother-in-law is planning to donate them and she's no longer allowed to buy whatever books she wants. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole, but in a rather sad way. You could have used your fear of her developing an unhealthy image of romance as an opportunity to talk to her about that exact issue. And #X200B. If you wanted her to be safe, you should have used your relationship with her in order to educate her on why these books might portray an unhealthy image and advise her to read with caution. You won't be able to control what she consumes ever, not with the internet and social media present, but you threw away the opportunity to be her guide. And #X200B. Now you've taken away not only her books, but managed to teach her that she can't trust you instead. Edit. Thank you kind people for all the awards. You are the asshole. Overstep much? I was reading freaking V.C. Andrews at 13 and I turned out okay. Depending on who you ask. Am I the asshole for exposing my friend who has the same scar after she publicly made fun of me? I'm 18 male, friends with a girl, Melissa, 18 female. I met through a volunteering gig. We've been hanging out more lately and found out more about each other. Actually, one of the things we bonded over is the fact we have the exact same facial scar. We even got it at the same age, which is a crazy coincidence. We often discuss how it has impacted our self-image and self-esteem growing up and had lots of conversations. I felt like she understood me. The only difference is that she tends to cover her scar with makeup whereas I don't. She says that it's not the same thing since she's a girl and I get it. A few days ago we went to a party together and hung out in a room with a few others. One of them was a girl who started chatting with us and Melissa seemed really impressed with her. At one point the girl pointed out my scar, which was blunt and made me feel self-conscious. But the good thing is that she said positive things. Melissa immediately joked that, actually, my scar makes me look creepy and intimidating. I asked her, does that mean you would also look creepy and intimidating if you didn't hide the same scar with makeup? She looked shocked and the people we were with gave me a look like I had fucked up. Afterwards in the car we had a massive argument where she called me an insensitive asshole. She said that I'm a shitty person for exposing her insecurity and belittling her feelings. I said that she's the actual asshole here since she threw me under the bus to impress the girl or whatever, not sure what she was trying to do. We spent a long time arguing but eventually fell asleep. So am I the asshole here or is Melissa? So it's okay for her to deliberately belittle your feelings by insulting you and making fun of your scar but you can't point out her hypocrisy? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I would say everyone sucks if you escalated it, but you only used literally the same words she did. She was being a jerk and totally deserved to hear her own words thrown back at her. Not the asshole. Melissa is tall. She knows how the scar has affected your self-esteem. And yet she still made fun of it. Under any other circumstance you'd be wrong. But here, when she's using inside info to put you down, you get a pass on using inside info to put her right the same. Am I the asshole for not wanting to be disinvited from a trip I planned? I, 27F, planned a ski trip with my boyfriend, 29M, and some of our friends, mostly his friends. We booked in advance. Told them about it, let them know they could come, or not. We planned on bringing our computers to have a LAN party while we were there. My boyfriend and I gamed together, once a few people wanted to go. We were really excited. Recently I learned as we arrived at someone's house to watch a game together as a group, that I am not invited on the trip any longer, because one of his friend's girlfriends couldn't come due to work, and now it's going to be a guy's trip. I feel pretty hurt. I got upset and asked them what right they had to disinvite me from a trip that I planned, and to basically make it, no women allowed, for some odd reason. We plan things all the time and I attend. We share the same interests a lot of the time so I am confused and bothered by the implication that I'd be distracting, in the way, make it less fun. They brushed it off. So they are going now, without me or anyone else with a vagina, I guess. My boyfriend feels torn. He is kind of a people pleaser and doesn't want to make waves. His friends say weird shit sometimes about women, and say they are joking. But this makes me feel like they actually meant those things, and don't even think of me as a friend. Back situation as some other things have happened that were similar, but I brushed it off as my misunderstanding, at the time. Instead of also being their friend, I'm just their friend's girlfriend, which really hurts because I've really been there for a lot of these guys and gone out of my way for them. One of them projectile vomited in a bathroom at a friend's house everywhere, and got embarrassed and didn't know how to clean it while drunk, so I cleaned it up for them. I have hosted at my house and always tried to make it fun. I don't understand. I told them it was fucked up and I planned the trip, so they don't get to decide that. They basically acted like I was being emotional and just needed to get over it. I have refused to talk to some of them since then. Everyone is acting like I don't want them to go and do things, just the guys, and I am being controlling. The narrative has been lost among our friends and I am being painted as a villain compared to other women who are going, who are cool with it, when actually, I don't give a shit. They go out all the time for guys' nights and guys' trips. I just want to enjoy the trip I planned, regardless of being a girl or not. I don't think telling them I'm coming anyway would even do anything. I can't imagine going now, with how they clearly feel. That would be really awkward probably. But it has created a rift between my dude and his friends and they are telling him I'm being unreasonable and overreacting, and he is talking about not going and is really pissed at them but doesn't want to ruin the friend group dynamic. I know I can just plan something else, but this sucks. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole if it is booked by you. Book it. Holy fuckballs, girl, DTMFA and find a quality guy. I hope you haven't paid anything into this trip and if you did, can you get it back? Did you make all hotel arrangements? Etc.? Cancel them. Maybe tell them that they are now uninvited from your trip. Nothing to understand here. It's them, not you. They sound like they are 12, selfish, assholes. Stop making excuses for your BF. He's a people pleaser? I'd think he'd want to please his girlfriend the most. And these other guys? Oh yes, they mean those comments. Trust me. And they do know how to clean up their own puke. Dump these MFs already. Am I the asshole for trying to help my daughter make healthier choices? I am a mom of 2 beautiful children. My youngest, Paige, just entered her freshman year. She is normally a very happy girl but lately Paige has dreaded going to school and has even begged me not to go. No matter how many times I asked, she would not tell me why she hated school. I asked Eliza, who is a sophomore, to find out why Paige does not want to go to school. She did, and it turns out that Paige has been getting bullied at school and her peers have called her fat. Now, Paige is not a fat girl. She is very athletic and plays tons of sports. But she is a bit on the chubbier side. Since Paige wouldn't come to me about the issue, I figured I should not say anything to her about it. But I did decide that I could still be helpful by making healthier meals at home. I stopped picking up unhealthy, processed foods at the grocery store and instead stocked up on vegetables and whole foods. Now here's where I may be the Paige asked me to pick up Oreos on my next trip to the store and I finally broke and told her that instead of turning to food, she could talk to me. Paige stormed upstairs and slammed her door. Even Eliza was upset with me. It may have come out the wrong way, but I really didn't mean anything wrong by that. I just meant I am her mom and she can always come to me. Am I the asshole? So let me get this straight. You find out your daughter is being bullied at school due to her size and instead of talking to her about it, you just changed available foods and are withholding snacks? You are the asshole for how you approached it, with the Oreos, and for not sitting down with your kid and talking the minute you found out what was going on. You are the asshole. You could have approached this in a much more sensitive and thoughtful way but instead you shamed her. Paige plays a ton of sports, right? Which would make her pretty fit and athletic, despite her build. How many sports do you play? Are you athletic? Or are you sitting on your butt chastising her about Oreos? Poor Paige. Bullied at school and bullied by her mom.